welcome back to my channel. I'm gonna welcome myself back to my channel. I am not feeling that good today. I called in sick to work. I've been having like a lot of pain in my arm, my right arm, and I actually found out today that I have carpal tunnel, or at least the early stages of it. So if you don't know what that is, basically I have the median nerve in my wrist, my arm, is like compressed or just irritated or whatever, and certain movements make it worse. So I had to have like a brace and whatever. Found that out today. Also got my flu shot today, which I'm starting to like feel sick right now as I'm talking. Like I don't feel good. So I know like vaccines or whatever, there's like lots of controversy and like back and forth on should you do them, should you not, should you make your kids do them, should you not, blah blah blah. And it's weird because I don't know, I've never really paid attention, to be honest. Like I have not, my ear was on, so if there was like some noise in the background, my ear was like blasted. It's kind of hot. Anyways, like I know people debate about it all the time, and I honestly probably haven't had a flu shot in like 3 or 4 years. I haven't had a flu shot in a long time, probably since I went to college. And I used to get sick all the time in college, and honestly, like I haven't really had like really sick moments. The last time I remember being super duper sick was when I was 19, and that was 5 years ago. So yeah, I don't really remember getting that sick, but I was at the doctor already. They asked me if I wanted it, and I was like, I should just get it. So I got it, and I'm already starting to feel sick. So I'm hoping that's just like a side effect and it will go away and I don't actually get the full-blown flu from my flu shot. So whatever, that's that. I also had blood drawn today. I had 7 vials of blood taken, so that is also contributing to my lightheadedness. So I have a drive to the dentist now. I called off work anyways, and I was like, you know what, I might as well just try to get in to see my dentist. So I'm going to that now, and I just wanted to talk about, because it's an hour drive, like from where I live to go to the dentist is an hour drive, and that sounds so ridiculous when I say it out loud, because if I lived in Fresno, it would literally be like a 15 or 20 minute drive. But I live in LA, and I go to places that I feel comfortable at, and I feel very comfortable at this dentist, because I freaking hate the dentist. Oh my gosh, I can't even see like what you guys can see in the background. Oh, I have a suitcase and like some other random stuff back here. Don't pay attention to it. Anyways, so I'm just like doing all these like personal errands, like because I didn't feel well today, but I still wanted to be productive. My arm was really hurting me, and it was like super important that I actually found out what was going on with it, because apparently like it can get worse, and you know there's different stages, and you could potentially not be able to use your arm or your hand or your wrist or whatever. So whatever. But it got me thinking, like, why have I put it off for so long? Like, I haven't just started this pain like today, you know, like I've felt it before. Why haven't I, like, why do I hate going to the dentist? Why do I hate going to the doctor? Like, why do I not like to address the things that are bothering me or hurting me or like bringing pain in my life? And I feel like I'm such a passive person in general. Like I don't like to confront any issues in my life. I just like to try to make it go away on my own, or make it better, or downplay it and make it seem like it's really not that big of a deal. And that's not okay. And so I wanted to talk about it. Oh my gosh, my hair is like bothering me, but this is kind of hurting my head. So I'm just gonna forget the glasses. No, I'm not. I'm gonna put them on my head. So why am I like this, basically? And I know that I well, first of all, I didn't have insurance for a couple of years, so that's part of the reason why I have not gone to the doctor and like the dentist as regularly as I should. But I also take really good care of myself for the most part. You know, like I actively have taken vitamins for years, and I take care of my teeth, whatever. That is so beyond the point of what I'm trying to say right now. But I don't like to confront or face anything that is a pain to me or is wrong with me, because I am so obsessed with the idea of just being perfect in my own way. Not perfect by other people's standards, but like by my own. And I am a perfectionist of my own standard. Like, I don't let other people define what I should be or who I should be, but I'm truly like my own worst critic, and I want to be all of these things, and I want to be like amazing and fit and like fun and nice and have good skin and like do really well at makeup and like kill it in the gym and you know, and like be nice and compassionate and helpful and smart and like all of these things. I just like think of my dream woman, of who I want to be, you know, like my dream person to become, because I want to be that. I want to be her, you know. I have this image in my head of what I should be, because I know I could be her. And I just get in like this, it's like I don't like to admit that there's something wrong, but I will like let it be an excuse. So it's so weird, because I don't like to confront it and admit it and find out and just get it over with, like, and whether it's like a pain or like being sick or whatever it is, I don't like to talk about it. But in my own head to myself, I'll use it as an excuse, and I'll only use it as an excuse to the people that are like the closest to me, like my boyfriend or my mom. I'll be like, well, I haven't been feeling good, or I'm just, you know, like I'm just not all there, and like whatever. But I don't address what's causing it, and I don't figure out how to fix it. I just pray that it goes away. And I feel like I can't be the only one who does that, because there's millions and millions of people in this world, and I know I'm not the only one who does that, or who is like that. But for some reason I don't want to say like self-righteous or self-centered, but that is something that is like my personality type, is to be self-righteous, to just like hold yourself to such a high standard. That sounds like a really negative word, and I don't mean it just to be a negative way, because I don't think it's a negative thing, but I think it can be counterproductive to what I'm actually trying to do for myself. Because for so long I've just been focused on growth and developing into this person that I want to be, and like the person that I'm meant to be, and aligning with my purpose in life. But that can also be so toxic, because you're like pushing yourself and beating yourself up for not being this, you know, success story, and not having all of this glory, and having like your purpose just like you're not just like actively doing things to fill your soul and fill your heart. But there's so many people who aren't doing that either, and there's so many people who it took them forever to figure it out, or it like, you know, they've tried so many things, and finally at 35 or 40 or 50 or 60 they find what their purpose in life really was. And that doesn't mean that all that time before was wasted. And yeah, I could just be really, really mean to myself and like tough on myself. But I think I've done really well at balancing that for a long time, you know, like treating myself with more love than, you know, hate, or more respect than disrespect, more understanding and compassion than not. But lately it's been a lot harder. Probably like the last 3 or 4 months. I made a video 4 months ago, and it's so crazy because I was in such a good place at that moment. Not in a good place, but I was in a better place at that moment. And I had no idea like what was coming for me. I had no idea that the next 4 or 5 months would be me like kind of getting worse before I get better. And I've had a lot of ups and downs over the last couple of months, and the biggest thing, and I haven't talked about this anywhere, like on social media, like I talk about it in person, but I haven't talked about it anywhere, because I feel like no one really cares, you know, like everyone is going through their own stuff, and it's, especially on social media, like you want to see like happy, positive things on there, and I really try to be a source of inspiration and positivity, but I also really try to be a source of relatability and letting people know that it's okay to not feel good every day. So I haven't talked about this particular topic, but I've actually gained 20, how much do I weigh? So I've gained about 18, no, maybe like 13, 15. Yeah, I've gained about 15 pounds in the last 3 months. But I've gained a total of like 30 pounds in the last 3 years. And I mean, so obviously, like, you know, 18 is a lot to gain in 3 months. But I don't know why. I haven't had a huge change in my diet or my exercise routine. I haven't, you know, done anything drastic. Like, I haven't just started all of a sudden eating McDonald's and Taco Bell and 3 bags of chips a night. Like, I literally have not changed that much about my lifestyle. In the last 3 months, it's pretty consistent with what it's been for the last year. I've progressively gained weight through the years. I think just having like a normal 9-to-5 job isn't, you know, it contributes to that. 2 years ago, or even at the end of last year, I was a server, so I was up and walking a lot more. So, you know, things change, and your lifestyle heavily, you know, contributes to your weight and your well-being. But in the last 3 months, there hasn't been a lot of change in my lifestyle in general. So it doesn't make sense to me, you know? There are experiences and like moments of time that were very like stressful and emotional for me, but I'm good now, you know? Like, I've gotten over those things and I've gotten through them, and I am still not able to lose the weight that I want to lose. I've done like diet competitions and doing one right now, and I meal prepped, and like, this is not an excuse either, because I don't have an excuse. I just don't know. Do I work out as often as I should? Probably not. Do I eat as healthy as I should? Probably not. But it's so hard to like to feel like you didn't do anything to make it happen. Like, I didn't do anything drastically different, and I'm just all of a sudden like gaining all of this weight. And I didn't like notice it for a long time, because this, like, I don't want this to be confused as in like I hate my body or I'm so unhappy or like anything like that. When it comes to like body types and like weight, it's a very, very sensitive issue, and I want anybody watching this, like, I don't get tons of views. I barely get 100 views on my videos, but if it matters to me, if any 100 of you feel offended by anything that I say because I look a certain way or I weigh a certain amount, I'm not going to say how much I weigh or like you know, the number, because that's so sensitive. Like, there are some people who maybe may weigh more than me who are so offended that I am so unhappy by that number, or people who weigh a lot less than me who are like, I would kill to weigh that much, you know? Like, there's just, it's too sensitive of an issue for me to address so bluntly, so I'm not going to say the number, but I did say how much I've gained, which is like 18 pounds, 15 to 18 pounds, and it does fluctuate, but the crazy thing is, like, right before that, I had just hit a certain mark where I was like going down in weight and like getting closer to where I wanted to be, because I'm comfortable at a certain range and a certain weight, yes, not because of the number, but because of how I look and how I feel at that area. Like, I know it's not about the number, it's about how you feel, and it's about you know, just your well-being and your confidence in general. So I know that it's not about the number, so I don't want to say a specific one, but there is definitely a range, I guess, that I feel more comfortable at, and like my body type and my fat percentage and like all these things that genuinely contribute to me feeling good or not feeling good. And I know also that there is, you know, I know that it's my fault, and it's my my actions or my lack of actions that have gotten me to this point. But it also is really hard to believe that I gained that much in such a short amount of time, and I don't feel like I've done much different. Kind of feel like I said, I'm a perfectionist, and I like push myself to be a certain way in all areas. So to have that sense of like control slip, I think that's the hardest thing. I feel like it's been out of my control, even though it's not out of my control. Okay, so I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh, there's a certain range that I feel comfortable and healthy and energetic, and I actually like the way that my body looks. And that's not to say that I hate my body now, because I genuinely don't. There are things I love about my body right now, like, you know, the way my fat distributes in my body. When I gain weight, it first goes to my butt and my hips, and then it'll go to like my boobs and like this area right here. So like my arms and like this right here, my chest, basically my overall chest and my upper arms. That's where I retain a lot of fat, and then as well in my butt and my thighs. So it wasn't until I started to notice it more in like my lower abdomen area, like my stomach, that it started to really bother me, and I noticed it, and then I got on a scale and I realized like how much weight I had gained, and I was like, what the heck? And my clothes, like when you can't like zip your pants, or like you can't fit into things that like used to look so good on you, like that's really hard. And I've never gone through anything like that in my adult life, and as a woman it's hard to go through. Not even as a woman, like for anyone, when you don't feel like you look like you should or like you used to, it's very difficult, because you're like, well, I was, you know, and then I look back on pictures, and it's like, I remember being at that place, and I was like still trying to like perfect myself, and I'm like, no girl, you looked good, I would kill to look like that right now. And having to like go shopping and like literally buy all new pants because none of my other ones fit me, and like not being able to wear certain things because not that I'm not able to wear them, because you can totally wear a crop top or anything you want at any size, but me not feeling comfortable or feeling like I look like myself wearing certain things, that's what I meant to say. Looking at pictures, like doing a photo shoot and like seeing these pictures and being like, wow, like these would be really good pictures if like I looked like how I did then. it's an experience, and it's a journey, and it's not something that is like set in stone. And I don't know how much weight I know how much I want to lose. I don't know how much I will end up losing. And like I said, I don't hate my body. Like, I love the fact that I have a big butt right now. Do I love the fact that it's forced me to buy new pants? No, I don't love that. That's a lot of money that I've spent on clothes in the last couple of months. I love that I'm a little fuller in the boob area. Like, that makes me feel good, because I've always wanted to have bigger boobs, and now I have them. But I also have, you know, a bigger stomach and a wider waist and things like that. And again, like, it's not about hating what I look like, because I genuinely don't. For me, it's a control issue, like a self-control issue that I don't have. I feel like I don't have control of my body, and I know that I do, but I feel like I don't. And that's hard. And it's hard to think that I did this to myself, and it's hard to think that that I can't fix it, because I feel like I've tried. So yeah, there's a lot. And then there's all of this other like negative self-talk that comes into play with like, well, if you wanted to lose it, you would lose it. And like, if you know, like, just things that I tell myself that make it really, really hard to like me, because I'm not very nice to myself. So then I don't really like myself. And then the part of me that's really trying and like has hope gets discouraged. And that's a real thing. And I don't think that it's talked about enough. So I just wanted to talk about it, because nobody really does. Everyone likes to pretend all the time that we're all so good and also just happy and just, you know, living our best life. And I'm not gonna lie, I've had some of the best moments of my life in the past couple of months. I've had some of the most amazing experiences. Like, I really, really, really have. But I've also had hard times, and just who I am, and this is probably the most growing pains that I've had to go through in a long time. Like, I am growing a lot, and I definitely feel myself growing, but it's also hard, you know, when you are growing up and you're growing into the person that you're gonna be, and like, you just, you know, you have to stretch, and you have to be comfortable with hurting a little bit. And it's a fact of life, and it's something that oh my gosh, what the fudge is going on? I'm so sorry, you guys. Like, I just turned down a street, and it's like literally backed up, like so backed up. Like, there are so many cars. I've never seen so many cars on like a small residential street. That is so weird, so freaking weird. Anyways, I'm lost. I'm trying to find my eyebrow crease, because I just decided on the way here that I want to get my eyebrows done before going to the dentist, but I don't think that's gonna work. I'm gonna try, actually. Okay, sorry. But yeah, so I'm going through a hard time right now, and I'm really trying to just understand that these things are necessary. Like, I watched my video before this one, like right before I started filming, and I was like, these moments are necessary, these feelings are necessary, like these experiences are necessary to contribute to where I'm about to go. So I know that that's true, and I was very wise in saying that. So that kind of helped me a little bit. but I'm trying. And again, like I feel like sometimes I come on here and I just talk about myself and I talk about what I'm going through, but then I'm like, you know what, somebody else is probably going through the same thing. And I've never talked about stuff like this really before. Like, I have a couple videos talking about like self-image and like, you know, loving yourself and all of these things, and even fitness, I think a couple years ago. But this is the most extreme case or extreme experience in my life when it comes to like my fitness or like my self-love journey. This is the hardest it's ever been, because I've never felt like this about myself, and I've never felt so unhappy about who I am. And again, it's not just about the weight gain, but it's about the fact that I haven't lost it yet, the fact that I haven't got a grip. You know, it's like the number just keeps going up, and I don't think I have an eating disorder. I don't binge. I don't, you know, like I'm not excessive in any way about any aspect of food or drinks or like working out. I don't have like an excessive personality. Like I do what I do things in moderation, I guess. So I actually, and this contributes to like what I was gonna go into, is that I am unhappy with all of these things, but like it took me until now to go to the doctor and actually have blood work done. So I don't feel good in general. Like, I don't feel energetic. I feel tired all the time. Just a lot of things. So I finally went to the doctor today. Along with finding out that I had carpal tunnel, I got blood work done. So I will find out in like a week or two if I have anything, like if I have anything going on in my body, like abnormal. I'm so anxious about it. My anxiety has been like just crazy for the past like 4 or 5 months too. I'm like very emotional and hormonal, and I probably shouldn't say those things, because then people are gonna think that I'm pregnant. So okay, maybe I shouldn't say that I'm emotional and hormonal. I'm not those things. I am I'm anxious and I'm nervous all the time. So I feel like getting the blood work done, like I'm happy that I did it, because I think it was necessary, and I definitely am interested to know if there's anything else about my health that is concerning. So if there is, then that would explain like certain, like it would explain my mood or like my weight gain and stuff. So I'm looking for answers, I guess, and I'm not just ignoring how I feel, and I'm addressing it and confronting things that I normally don't. So yeah, but I don't want to give the wrong tone or mood in this video. Like I'm not depressed, like I'm not unhappy. I have good days most days, but I do have really hard days and hard times. And I just want you guys to know that I know I'm not the only one, and you are not the only one, and everybody goes through things like this. Literally, the happiest people that I know still have hard times or hard days or hard moments, and you will continue to have them, and it will continue to be hard and get harder possibly if you continue to ignore them. The only way you could really get through things, in my opinion, is to actually address them and do something about them. and to work on getting better, you know? If you just continue to ignore your problems or your pains, they're not gonna get better. So, you freaking frack. This lady just stops to like freaking parallel park in the middle of the street, and it's like, why would you do that? Why would you not put your freaking blinker on or like your hazard lights or something? Like, you can't just stop in the middle. Okay. Okay. I missed my eyebrow place, you guys. So I'm just gonna not go there right now. I'm just gonna go to the dentist office. Hopefully, it's just a quick visit, and then I can come to the eyebrow place on my way back, because I already passed it. I don't even know how I passed it. Like, I never look up the address because I just remember where it's at, but I didn't do that today, so I didn't remember today, so it's fine. Okay, so basically, in a nutshell, I just want to tell myself and to tell you guys that it's okay not to be okay sometimes. It's okay to have moments. It's okay to be a little down on yourself, but you gotta keep going, and you have to, like, you know, pick yourself back up. I feel so blessed to, oh, that's where I was going. I don't want to like make the tone just like sad and like but that's how I'm feeling, and it's not all the time, and it's not every day. I've been able to visit my family. Like, I have the most amazing people around me, so I know that I'm gonna be okay, and I know that I'm gonna make it past this point. I know that I'm gonna get out of this. The hard part is just not knowing when. So I'd like to contribute to anything that I can do to make it go faster, and to do what's within my control, but I also have to understand that there are some things that are just out of my control. And yeah, I mean, I hope that whatever you guys are going through, if this video was relatable or just reminded you that it's okay to feel like crap some days, and to let you know that I do too. If that's helpful at all to you, then this video has some purpose. If it was not helpful and it was just annoying, I don't really care, because these things, talking about them, putting them out into the world, acknowledging them, that's a part of my therapy and like my process of getting through things. Every time I post a video or I share something vulnerable and personal to me, I always feel better, because, not because, like, and I'm talking like as soon as I hit post. I'm not talking about like once I get feedback or once I get comments or people tell me that they liked it or whatever. I just feel good that I acknowledged what I wanted to say, and I allowed myself to have a voice. Even if I'm the only one that hears it, or even if the 70 of you who watch this are the only ones who ever hear what I just said, that's okay with me, because the most important person who needs to hear these things is me, because I need to acknowledge and admit to myself that I'm not perfect, or in the flip side of things, when I talk about like inspirational or powerful things, I need to acknowledge myself as someone who deserves to have a voice and to speak about the things that I am passionate about, and to speak about things that I feel compelled and that I feel like I should, you know. I love to do these like car ride vlogs. I love to talk about uplifting things, and I love to have moments of just like inspiration. I love to have like those passionate and compassionate times, and to put them out there and like I said, even if there's only a handful of people who see them, at least I allowed myself that time and that feeling of deserving and that platform to just do it because I feel like I should, and I feel like it contributes to what I'm put on this earth to do, to talk about things maybe that not everybody likes to talk about, or to put things out there that people need to hear, or that I need to hear, and to acknowledge that maybe that is what I'm supposed to do, and I shouldn't feel bad about it or embarrassed, and I shouldn't care, and I really don't care what people watching this think of me. If people think that I'm just annoying or self-centered, and see, these are the stories that I tell myself, like, oh yeah, people probably think this and this and this and that, whatever. But at the end of the day, like, I'm not getting paid for this. I would love to get paid for it. Like, if I just all of a sudden, if I want to get like 100,000 subscribers on here, 1 million subscribers on here, I will for sure be glad to collect a check for it. But it's something that I do as a hobby, and something that I do as legitimately, like, that is therapeutic to me. So because I'm going through a hard time, I want to be honest about it, I want to be open about it, and I want to go through my process, and this is part of my process. So thank you guys for watching, for being here with me, for listening. If you're going through anything that was, you know, anything that I'm going through, or something entirely different, just know that it's going to be okay. You're going to be okay. You've always been okay through everything you've gone through in your life up until this point. Like, you've always made it through. You're still here, and you're watching this for one reason or another, and you're gonna be okay. And just don't give up, you know, even if you don't win the battle today, even if you don't, you know, shut up your negative self-talk, even if you allow it to have today, just don't let it take tomorrow. So I will see you guys in my next video. I guess I should say you guys will see me in my next video, whenever that may be.